Most people think that they are slow learners. You may be one of it. I was also one of it. But the fact is, they are not. They are not slow learners. And why is that? We'll talk about that in this video. But they believe that they are slow learners. Why they are not is they are just using the wrong method. The method that they are using is the wrong method. If you change that method, you change the speed. If you are using a wrong method, you are a slow learner. If you are using a great method, then you are going to be a fast learner. How is that the case? We'll talk about this in this video. I will also talk about my experiences of learning, and how these methods actually helped me in my learning journey, so that you can also understand. And I'm definitely sure that this is going to help you. If you are listening to this video, it is really going to help you because you can relate to what I am talking about. We are going to talk about 3 points here. I'm going to talk about in this video. Number 1 is stop memorizing and we should start decoding. Everybody knows it. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it, that if you memorize, then it's not the right way of learning. And why is that the case? We always say you should stop memorizing, try to understand, try to decode, then only it's the right way to learn and will remember. Why is that the case? Just think of it. When we were kids, we learned the tables, right? And then all those till 30 we knew the tables. I think some of us also knew the squares and the cubes as well in maths that we learned. Now if you ask about it, do you really think we remember those? Let's give it a try. Do you remember what is 29 eights are? 29 six are? You remember? Let's do it a little easier. So 23 sevens are? 21 six are? Let's see. 19 eights are a little easier. 19 eights are? 17 nines are? It's difficult. And for people who don't use this, this is the way I say. Let 17 nines are 17 into 9. 29 nines is 29 into 9. How much is that? I know, I don't know from which country you are watching this from, so I'm just trying to clarify. But you get the point. It's difficult to remember these tables that we had. We actually had done squares as well. I think I personally had done the squares till 30 and cubes till 30 as well. Now if you ask, it's difficult to remember, like, what is square of 23? It's difficult to know. We have all the calculators and everything, but because we have memorized those, it's very difficult to remember those right now. Now just think of the things that we actually learned in a way in which we decoded. We understood exactly what it was, and it may be during our school times, then also we remember those. Just think of the things like law of gravity, for example. We know the apple falling, so law of gravity, even now if we are asked, we know what gravity is, but we could not remember the tables that we talked about right now, or the squares or maths. I'm not saying specifically maths, but I'm just saying because we didn't know, we just had to memorize, it's difficult to remember that. Now in our careers, if we make sure that we are not memorizing and we are trying to understand and try to decode, it's easier to remember those. If you understand this and try to apply, it's easier because the career dynamics have changed now, right? We have to do a lot of certifications, we have to learn a lot of new tools, like with AI coming in now, we have to learn a lot of tools and different things that we have to learn right now. It's going to keep on kind of progressing, and we have to cope up with it. If we have to, learning is the only option. We cannot say we don't want to learn. If we have to learn, then it is an important aspect that we are understanding this piece. So this was number 1. We have to remember, even though we know it, try to remember it again and try to put it in our journey of our careers, so that it is going to help you. Number 2, we have to break that learning into micro sprints. Again, we know it. We know people saying, hey, I have worked for 20 hours yesterday. I worked for 12 hours yesterday, 15 hours yesterday. We know it's not possible. Like the productivity reduces drastically from the time you start to the time you actually keep on studying or doing the same thing for a long time. And it's not only in our studies, like, when you are learning, just think of the people in sports as well. They have those breaks, right? They have drinks breaks or some other breaks. Why they have it? It's not that they have going it for a long time. Our body needs break, our mind needs a break. So it's important that we are looking at the learnings in a way that it's not something wrong, that, oh my god, how I'm not able to study for 5 hours, what is the problem? No, it's not a problem. You need that break. And that's why we have been told when we are students and kids, that try to make sure your journey of learning is, you are not studying at 1 day or 2 days before the exam, even though we always did. But don't study 1 or 2 days before the exam for the whole night and go for the paper to next day, because that's not the right way to go about it. Just try to break it down into smaller chunks, smaller sprints, small wins every day. That's what was told, but we are not able to do that. Now you have to remember, we have to do it. There is no other option. In this day and age, you have to work, you have to study, you have to learn along with the work that you are doing. You can be doing a job or a business or something, but you have your work, but you have to learn along that, right? So you have to make sure you are pulling up that time every day, some 1 hour, 2 hours, few minutes every day, or some few days a week, and then putting that in your learning journey that you are having. Number 3, and this is an important one, we should apply immediately. Whatever we are learning, we should apply it immediately, if possible. It can be badly, like the application can be badly, it's not the way we want it, but we should apply it. Let me talk about what does this mean. There was a certification that I used to do. It's called a PMP certification. This is Project Management Professional Certification. This is done by people who are working as project managers. So I was working as a project manager at the time. I will just give a glimpse, not a big thing, but I was working as a project manager at the time. And when I was studying for this exam, there were a lot of things that were little newer for me. Even though I was working as a project manager at the time, those were new for me when I was learning. So I tried to use those methods and try to implement those and apply those in my working life. So when I was working in my corporate, I use those learnings that I'm getting from that PMP certification in my work. Now, how did it help? It helped in 2 ways. One is I was able to deliver the project successfully, because I'm pulling in more kind of techniques that I'm learning now available in the market with the help of that PMP. And number 2 is it helped me clear my exam later, because I implemented those. I exactly understood how I have to implement those in real life. So when the exam came, I didn't have to memorize all of that. I was able to just implement those. And as you know, most of the certifications that we have currently, that most of them don't need you to memorize. Most of them are application based. So if you understand them, they give a situation, so you are able to answer them in that manner. So that number 3, again, if you apply it, it helps you immensely. So if you are planning to get in a corporate sector, and then, or you are working right now and trying to do a certification or some a degree, try to make it a way that you are able to implement it somewhere. So at the end of these, we talked about these 3 points and few of the things that helped me during my career. I would just like to say at the end, if you use these 3, which are simple rules, like 3 simple rules that we have. If you use these 3 simple rules for 30 days, just try to use it for 30 days. I'm pretty sure that your learning speed will change. If you think you are a slow learner, I'm pretty sure your learning speed will change if you are implementing these for 30 days. And you would actually realize that there was nothing wrong with your brain, being a slow learner. It's nothing wrong with the brain that was there. It was only the method that you have that was a change that you needed to do. The method was wrong, not anything wrong with your brain.